morning, broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos and presentations about the joys of living in Mexico. And we are so happy to be joining you, all the special people that show up and talk about the joys of living in Mexico. We got stuff going on down here today. Yes, we do. What's going on down here? Let's see. Let me click some buttons over here. Good morning, Helen. Good morning from cloudy and rainy Wilmington, Delaware. Ooh, Cinco. Oh, I forgot. Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. And the 4th with you, Char Williams. Oh, here we go. I forgot. Today, that does make sense. Today is the 4th. Tomorrow, I forgot all about that. Good morning, Char. And hi, everybody. We got a lot going on today. Some really weird things happened this week. But I'm just happy to be here. The weather's good. It's warming up. It's probably about 70 degrees right now to get up to about 88 today. The humidity is coming back, which I really don't like. And I only have 60 days. In 60 days, I'll be moving. I'll be long gone. I'll be 14 hours away in central Mexico. I can't wait to pack up my 3 bags and get on the bus. Oh, yeah. So, and also I'm happy because we have a great internet. I think this morning we have electricity, which is very good. The computers are running good. And what else is working? And the internet is good. So let's go. Let's get this thing going. I got a lot to say. A lot's going on down here. We had almost a murder 3 blocks away from where I live. I got some clips for Jacqueline if she shows up this morning. And we have David, my new neighbor, in the it's the Kentucky Derby. I forgot all about that. It's the Kentucky Derby today. Right on. Hello from 100 degree Mexico. Really, Timmy? Where you live in Mexico where it's 100 degrees? Mary Jane is in the house. Hola, Mary Jane. Andy. Hello. Buenos dias, Señor Luis. Saludos. Que Dios lo bendiga. Okay, Andy, happy to have you here. We got Spanish. People speaking Spanish here early in the morning. Have to put on my Spanish hat. Yesterday, I got some video clips to share. Yesterday, I had the joy of hanging. Nancy. We got Nancy in the house. Oh, Nancy, how you doing? From Cuenca, Ecuador. Great to see you in the house, Nancy. Nancy signed up for our Facebook group, and she was having problems. It wouldn't let her in, so we had to let her in. And our Facebook group, it's called Expats in Mexico, Bill Dallas Lewis. There's a link to this group in the description below. We're up to like 187 members. And with Nancy, she just took us up to 187. But the group is growing slowly. We got Brian, Pretty Boy Maiden in the house. Good morning. Good morning, Brian. Always great to see you in the house. And back to Nancy. A couple of my neighbors, Rosie and Chuck. Rosie and Chuck were living in my building here in Mazatlan, and it just got too hot and humid. And they had been living in Ecuador, and it just got too hot and humid for Chuck. So they moved back to Ecuador. It was about about 4 or 5 months ago. They want me to come visit them in November. That's kind of on the map. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but welcome from Ecuador. We got Liston Henry in the house. Always great to see you. I'm feeling great today. Listing, looking short and healthy today as usual. That's me, short and healthy looking. Thank you very much, Liston. And then we got Timmy, 2 hours south of Mexico in Puebla. It will be 103 degrees on a Monday. I hope that's without humidity. And we got Buenos Dias Familia from the Fairy Tooth or Tooth Fairy. And Tooth Fairy, I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much for all the gifts that you would bring to me when I lost all my teeth. You'd always bring me like $2 or $5. That was so greatly appreciated. And just on that note, Tooth Fairy, on Monday, I'm going to go get a tooth implant, which I'm really not looking forward to. But anyway, got to do it. I woke up, one of my tooth had split in two. So on Monday, I'm going to go in there and they're going to replace my tooth. Matt, what's up, Matt? Returning to Lake Chapala today and very happy about that. I feel for you, man. You don't realize how good Mexico is until you leave and you have to go up there and deal with all that stuff that's going on up there. God forbid you're staying with family and stuff like that. They get on your nerves real quick. I used to go spend, when I lived in Ohio, I lived in Columbus, I lived in Cincinnati for 10 years. Then with my second wife, we would go visit my parents in the Washington, D.C. area. And so it was like a 5.5 hour drive if you're doing like 100 miles an hour. And we would get there Friday afternoon, and just 2 hours with my parents, it seemed like a whole weekend. 2 hours. You were only there 2 hours. It seemed like a weekend. It was bad. Buck stops here. Buenos dias, Bill and amigos. Glad to catch the show. Glad to have you here. And we got She Thinks So She Speaks in the house. Ooh, terrible thunderstorms here in Charlotte. On Monday, we had 8 police officers shot and 4 killed trying to serve a warrant in a residential neighborhood. Oh, man, she thinks so she speaks. Also, I was reading about Charlotte, and your sea level has gone up there like 8 inches since I think, the sea level is going up throughout the South. Weird. Hey, She Thinks So She Speaks. It's a great time for you to get the hell out of there and move down here to Mexico. Red Wing. Oh, also, if you're new here, welcome. If this is your first time, make yourself at home. You're here with a group of very knowledgeable, loving, sharing people. We get together every Saturday at this time, 10 a.m. Central Time. Here in Mazatlan, it's 8:09 a.m. I guess I'm California time. But ask any questions, make any comments. And I don't know a lot. I've lived in Mexico almost 20 years. I'll answer any questions that I can. And there are so many people here that have been in and out of Mexico or are in Mexico. Most of these people are expats. We have many Mexican nationals joining the group and showing up and speaking Spanish with us. So feel free to leave to make any comments or questions. I know a little bit about immigration, a little bit about getting your Social Security down here, cost of living, what parts of Mexico might you want to live in. So if you're new here, make yourself at home. Let's have a good time. Okay, now here we go. Let's go to Red Wing. See what Red Wing's talking about. Bill, I found a new home in Rocky Point, Mexico. $550 a month, 4 blocks from the Sea of Cortez, making my drive from Vegas. Rocky in 12 hours from now. Right on. That's a great feeling. Good for you, and drive safe and enjoy. I've driven from the United States to Mexico 2 times. Once I drove from, where was I coming from? The first time I was driving from Washington, D.C., and the second time I was driving from Columbus, Ohio. And once I hit the border and hit the autopista, that's the freeway, the paid roads in Mexico, the pay for toll freeways in Mexico, it's so much fun. I had a great car, and most of the time I was doing like 100 miles an hour. I was hitting it and getting it. They don't even have any highway state patrol out there. It's like you might go 1,000 miles and see one cop. Yeah, I don't even think they use radar down here. I've seen one cop with a radar down here. So whatever. So come on down, drive safe. Yeah, don't drive at night. Oh, 14% humidity. Okay, whatever. All right, Nancy, it's 63 here in Cuenca. If we come to Mexico, we don't want to live there. It gets above 85. Yes, my friends Chuck and Rosie, they were talking about how perfect the weather is in Ecuador. And I talked to them on the phone about 2 months ago, and they were telling me about the places they go, how wonderful the weather is. And I promised them that I would visit them in November. They love it there, and they are both from Ohio. Chuck, I think Rosie's like 57. Chuck is 62. Both from Tip City, Ohio. They love Ecuador. They had me falling in love with Ecuador. We got Lenora Wilson in the house. Good morning to you. Helen and the Tooth Fairy. What's Helen talking about? The Tooth Fairy. Tell the Tooth Fairy I could use a cool mill so I can get some implants. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm paying for this implant. Whatever. And here's my homegirl in Columbus, Ohio. Buenos dias, hola to you. We got Doc in the house. GM Bill. It's Doc in the house from Atlanta. Listen as I'm working this morning. Great to have you here. Verlaine, good morning, Verlaine. Always great to see you. I read something about I read a report on the Huffington Post this morning, Verlaine, that they found 3 missing bodies on the peninsula like this week from expats that had been missing. Of course, they found them. They're dead now. So whatever. I don't know what you know about that. Miss Sam, buenos dias to you and Jamie, my man. Ola, Bill, and everyone talked to Jamie on the phone this week. We had a good time. Buck stops here. Rocky Point, Puerto Penasco, Mexico. Beautiful area, beautiful beaches, and still not overpopulated with tourists, at least not yet. Okay, and then there's Red Wing Blackbird Films in the house. Love Mexico. Learned the hard way about gringo prices. Yeah, you come down here to Mexico, you're going to learn about gringo prices pretty quick. Remember to convert your money into pesos. Yep. Never give anybody any U.S. or Canadian money. You don't know what you're going to get back. And we got Robert Robert, hola, Robert. Great to have you in the house. And from Puerto Penasco, Sonora. Great to have you, Robert, in the house. And Doc, kicking off our first 15 minutes contributing to the channel. It's always nice when people contribute to the channel because that's how I pay my rent. Thank you so much. And thanks everybody just for showing up. Again, Doc, thank you so much. Now, yesterday, let's see. Okay. Yesterday, I have a special friend down here. I've met so many people overall. I met so many subscribers. I've made so many friends here in Mazatlan. I have friends in Ajijic. I still have friends in Puerto Vallarta, but one friend that I have, she lives about 3 blocks away from here. Her name is Terry Cowan, and I interviewed her about her moving here. She owns a condo that she rents out for $100 a night. It's right on the beach, great location. It's always full. I did a video about her condo, and about once every couple of months we get together for breakfast on the beach. This is like she lives about 2 blocks away from me, and this is me and her getting together yesterday morning. And this place is called Tony's. It's right on the beach, and we go down there and we have bacon and eggs and beans and coffee, and we just and here she comes. That's the owner. That's Tony Jr. He's 57. Terry is like 75, and she boogie boards. That's how she stays in great shape. She was a realtor. She was a realtor in Colorado, and we have a regular waiter. The owner now is Tony Jr. His dad opened the place, and then we had a waiter called, his name was Tony, with no relationship to the ownership. And Tony wasn't there. I asked Terry, where is Tony the waiter? And Tony had white hair, Mexican guy. And she said, he died. He died. It ends up that he was like he drank a lot. If he wasn't waiting tables, he would be drinking. And he got sclerosis of the liver, took him to the hospital, and then he died, whatever. But here's where we sit. We sit out here on the beach. This is at 8 o'clock in the morning. And this is northern Mazatlan. And it's just very peaceful. I think breakfast cost about $6, and that was coffee, bacon, eggs, potatoes, frijoles, fruit, orange juice, and me and Terry just sitting there enjoying life. Here you go. And there are 3 islands off the coast of Mazatlan that I know of. One is Deer Island. I think there's a Goat Island, and then there's a Bird Island. But this was just so peaceful, just to sit out there, enjoy each other. Terry is one of the most grounded. She's single. I think she was married once for like, a few months or something. She has no children, and she and I are in the same boat because we're single. We have no children, and whatever. And Jacqueline, I'm glad you showed up hot here in Guadalajara. I'm now a resident here. Good. Alvaro is the best. Alvaro is my immigration attorney, and now is Jacqueline's immigration attorney. And I'll borrow. And if you want a really good immigration attorney, go to my website, buildgeek.org, not .com, buildgeek.org. Click on FAQs, and you will find there's a place there. It says my immigration attorney. You'll see his name, his email, his phone numbers, and all that good stuff. Alvaro he has helped hundreds of my subscribers get their immigration papers all together. He speaks fluent English. And the good thing about Alvaro is he's been doing this for years. So he knows the people that work behind the counter. And his office is in Guadalajara, but once a week he goes to the it's called the Lake Chapala Society, which is in the center of Ajijic. So if you ever go to Ajijic, you got to go to the Lake Chapala Society. It's a fabulous place. It's almost one square block. They have books there that you can check out, videos that you can check out. They have a little restaurant there, a place where you can meet and have your groups and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, he goes to the Lake Chapala Society once a week, though his office is in Guadalajara. And Jacqueline, thank you as always for contributing to the channel. And I have some, Jacqueline, I have some special video clips just for you. So hold with us here. I'm going to show your clips in just a couple of minutes because you were asking about condos in the marina. So I went out and shot some special footage just for you that I think you will enjoy. But thank you very much, Jacqueline, for contributing to the channel and helping me to pay my rent. Joseph, you don't look like your thumbnail doesn't look like a Joseph, but that's cool. Probably got shot in the crossfire. Mexico is so dangerous. Well, I've been here 20 years, and I'm still alive. I love Mexico. I really, really do love Mexico. And again, I just put up a video. I put up a video last Sunday on how dangerous. I mean, United States is the most dangerous place in the world. And you're in the wrong. And a guy got shot 3 blocks from where I live. I've got video clips on that coming up in a second. I'm going to talk about that. So you got to watch your back anywhere in the world. But I've been very safe down here in Mexico. And then we got Axel Foley. Axel Foley, my main man from Beverly Hills 1, 2, and 3 in the house this morning. Always happy to see you here, Axel. Jacqueline, thank you so much, Mamo. And Mamo is that is my name in Spanish, because William in Spanish is Guillermo. Of course, William, short for William, is Bill. So short for Guillermo is Mamo. And I tell people, if people ask my name in Mexico, I tell them my name is Mamo because they can't pronunciate Bill. They can't say Bill because the I sounds like E. So they call me Bill. It kind of gets on my nerves. So I if they say, what is your name? I say, my name is Mamo. And we've got my homegirl contributing to the channel. Thank you so much, homegirl, Ms. Matthews in Columbus, Ohio, helping. That pays like all of my rent for this month. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for showing up. Have a good time if you're new here. And if you have any questions or any comments and you want to know anything, we'll do the best that we can to help you out. get you all situated and settled in with questions about the joys of living in Mexico. So let me, last week, I think it was last week where Jacqueline, she said, well, can I rent an apartment in the marina area? And I don't even know how she even heard about the marina area, but I do a walk. I do a walk 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I walk 4 miles and I walk through the marina. My walk lasts about an hour. And one of the most enjoyable parts of my walk is walking through the marina area. It's a beautiful place. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, we're going to show you some clips in a second. Let's see what Verlaine is. Heard the bodies found, 2 from Australia, 1 from San Diego in Ensenada area, and that's up by the border. Yeah, I just read that this morning. 2 from Australia, 1 from San Diego. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Verlaine, for that update. But here we go. So here we go. Oh, before we get to the marina, this is, they call it Moto Week. I think Moto also means marijuana, but this isn't like Moto marijuana. It's Harley Davidson Week. There are like 50,000 bikers here all over town. And this is where I live. And you can actually see my apartment from this image. And if you look down by the swimming pool, they're really hard to see, but you'll see 3 Harley Davidson Motos. And these are parked. Here's the pool. I walk by the pool every day on my way, anytime I leave the building. And these things just showed up on Wednesday. This occasion, it's Moto Week. It lasts for 5 days. And if you go down to the main drag, you just see nothing but Harley Davidsons going up and down the road. They make a lot of noise. These people party all night. But anyway, to get back to Jacqueline and the marina, let's see here. Okay. So this is one side of the marina, and this is a canal. I walk over, there's a bridge that walks over this, or you can drive over the canal. It's beautiful. That's the first part of my trip. But now you walk up a little bit, and here you go, Jacqueline. This is the Mazatlan Marina, surrounded by hotels and condos. And a lot of people actually live on those boats. And the walk, it's kind of like a boardwalk. And all of these, now I'm walking through here, it's about 6:30 in the morning. So the restaurants and bars are closed right now. But during high season, you walk through here at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, even maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And these are all filled with almost all gringos. Jacqueline, I walk by this place all the time. There's another tall building filled with condos. And you can see, look at all those condos, Jacqueline. Until you brought it up, I never really thought about it. But look at all those condos with views of the marina. And of course, if you can see the marina, see the ocean, more bars and restaurants. I got to say, this is the most enjoyable part of my walk. And there's a guy walking. There's a guy just walking early in the morning. There's an entrance to a condo. There's a place to get your clothes washed. You can rent boogie boards here, and you can actually rent the boats and they'll take you out on cruises. I've been down here and rented what is it called? Whale watching. Go down there and go whale watching. I've done that. And it's very peaceful, quiet, friendly people, safe. So there you go, Jacqueline. That kind of wraps it up. I'm wondering what the prices are like down here if you rent a condo down here. I know a lady from Detroit, and she's lived in the marina for like she told me she's lived in the marina for like 23 years, and she totally enjoys it. David, what's David talking about? Maria says, "Hola, Bill." Hola, Bell. Oh, thank you, Maria. Maria, I think I've seen pictures of you. And David is my new neighbor in Morelia, and his wife is Maria. Can't wait to come down and meet both of them. We've talked on the phone, and he sends me images on WhatsApp. I didn't get your images together for this week. I'll show those next week. Dave, thank you so much, but can't wait to meet you and your wife in person. And we got Char Williams donating to the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. A subscriber, something a little different. We're going to talk about a little bit about crime this morning. A subscriber, he's new somewhat to Mazatlan, and he wanted to talk to me on the phone. Actually, he wanted to meet up with me. I stay kind of busy, so I set up a telephone appointment with him, and we talked for an hour. This past Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning, he had questions about how to promote his real estate business. What do you do? Put stuff up on YouTube, website, get your name out. He had questions like that. And in fact, I if you're listening, Steve, I was thinking over the last couple of days, I'd like to do an interview with you. He's got 4 listings of homes for sale in Mazatlan. So I'm thinking, Steve, that I could do a video on your homes that you have for sale. But anyway, he's Canadian. He's 42 years old. We had a great conversation, but he told me something really weird that I had never heard of before. It involved the police. He said he was and he lives in El Centro, which if you're going to live in Mazatlan, you may as well live in El Centro. But so he was out in El Centro like at 11 o'clock at night, and 4 policemen stopped him, and he was on his phone looking at Google Maps trying to figure out how to get around town. He's on his phone, and the 4 policemen stopped him, and they took his phone, and he had to give them 1,500 pesos to get his phone back. Really? I have never heard of that ever. I mean, the police, I don't believe these Mazatlan police. I just don't believe it. Whatever. Oh my God. Okay. Now, and I forget Char, thank you so much, Char, for contributing to the channel. I forget if I said thank you already. And thanks everybody just for showing up. Thanks for being here, being friendly. And if you're new here, ask any questions, leave any comments. We'll do what you can. If you have a special request, like I did for Jacqueline, I can go out and shoot some video about it. And give me a week to take care of it. Or if you have a special story and you would like to, like for me to do an interview with you, I'd love to interview you. If you have a special story, I ought to interview, Pretty boy Brian Maiden remotely. He's in Canada, but I know he's got some interesting stories to tell. He was in Mexico this year, had a little challenge health-wise, had to evacuate from the Puerto Vallarta area, but I bet that would be a good interview. Jacqueline, thanks for showing. Looks great. I wonder how much the houseboats rent for a week. Good questions. Tell you what, Jacqueline. Next time, Monday, I'll be walking through there this week, and they have a bunch of boats on the marina, parked close to the boardwalk, and I'll get some images because many of them say for rent, and I'll get some for rent signs. They all have phone numbers with them so that you can give them a call. Ms. Sam, Bill, this is one instance where it's good to be Black. Most people in the world don't see Black people as tourists. They see us as poor people. In fact, this week I learned Thai. I don't think that's what you meant to say. This week, yeah. And you know, but I think it's the same. I think it's the same with Mexicans. You know, people when you're Black. I mean, you got, if you just watch television, you know, you don't see, other than the Cosbys, you don't see too many Black families or professionals or Black people working for government office or Black business owners or on television. You just, Black people, all the Black people on TV are bouncing balls or throwing and catching balls or running or dribbling balls or singing and dancing, or they in jail. Okay. You know, that's, you know, it's not like with the white people. You got Ozzie and Harriet, you know, the Flintstones. Never saw any Black people on the Flintstones, right? But in so I mean, I got a bunch of relatives that are farmers. My grandmother, Cornetta, I got to put up a picture of Cornetta here one day. She was gorgeous. She had 5 husbands, and she lived in Marysville, Ohio. We go spend a week with her in the summertime, me and my cousin and my sister. And she'd take us all around the country. She would take us fishing around 6:30 in the morning. We go catch a bluegill, and some other fish, you know, take it home, fry it up. But she had many friends that were Black farmers in Ohio, and they owned chickens and cows and pigs. They'd be slopping the hogs, and they don't show that on TV. When have you seen a family, a Black family with their own TV show, and they live on a farm? You ever seen that? No. That's funny. And that's the thing about living in Mexico. In Mexico, there are so many rich Mexicans. It's hard for me to believe. And you look at these people and they say, oh, look at that Mexican person. But they got some Mexican people down here that have big money, you know, and they're Mexicans. Or a lot of times I'm walking by the marina and you'll see like a group of Mexicans, women, how do you say it? Men, women, children, and they're all getting on these yachts. Okay, early in the morning, like on a Tuesday, getting on these yachts at the marina. They got money, man. These Mexicans, they don't portray Mexicans as wealthy, educated people in the United States. I mean, Mexicans, they didn't even do like a Cosby-like show for Mexicans. So yeah, so okay, I talked about that quite a bit, Ms. Sam. Now Axel Foley, thank you for contributing to the channel. We got 55 people in the house, 26 likes, people giving up the moolah to help me pay my rent. So far, you guys just paid for 6 months rent. I appreciate that. To the dude on YouTube about living in Mexico, Axel Foley, thank you so much. Helen, don't forget to click the like button. Yeah, we have 56 people in the house. We got 26 likes right on. Yee-hoo. Yeah. Thank you for the advertising. Jacqueline, as a Black American, wherever I've traveled around the world, people think I'm the nurse with the purse. Yeah, man. Yes, stereotypes are a real trip. And the media, I mean, I've been watching, I don't want to bore you guys, but, I do my thing. I do my video thing. And that's what I do. And I have goals for my video thing. Like, I have to put a video up tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you what that video is all about in a few minutes, but it's all ready to go. I got to do a little voiceover. But I got to put that up on Sunday. Then I know I've got to do a video for Thursday, and next Sunday I got to be prepped for going live on Saturday. So, okay. So if I get all that together, then I can chill out. And I'm not a big NFL fan. That's National Football League. That's football Americano. I've never been an NFL fan, but recently I've been watching these old NFL games because I love football, but mostly I like college football. So my point is, I've been watching these games on YouTube. They're like from 1975, 1980, 1978, really old football games, but it's the full game with the commercials. And I've been watching these commercials. The commercials are a trip because on the commercials, you don't see any Black people, or let alone Mexicans. Mexicans don't exist. Asian people on a commercial in 1978, because Asians do not exist. Mexicans don't exist. Black, it's a trip. Oh, it's hilarious. But anyway, I'm just saying, I don't want to get on anybody's nerves. Mary Jane, thank you, Mary Jane, for contributing to the channel. Thank you guys for showing up. Thanks for clicking the like button. David, I never saw any people on the Flintstones. Yeah, I used to watch the Flintstones every day. And Ms. Sam, I meant to say, they see us as Haitians running from war-torn Haiti. And I must say that Haiti situation is, wow. Talk about a place that just went totally down the tubes, man. That's just a shame. That's just a shame. Woo! Guadalajara has lots of wealthy people. And I tell you, I moved to Guadalajara from Puerto Vallarta. And it was shocking what I saw in Guadalajara. I'm going to say, I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm just going to say what's on my mind. The Mexican women in Puerto Vallarta were really not that attractive, but the Mexican women in Guadalajara were hot. Oh, and they were wealthy. In Puerto Vallarta, you didn't see a lot of fancy cars. And when I say fancy, I mean like Mercedes, BMWs. Yeah, those are fancy cars, brand new American cars. In Guadalajara, you see Mercedes, BMWs, these hot women decked out, got on their Rolex watches and their Gucci bags. They got money out the butt, these big giant mansions. people living in. Yeah, they got big money in Guadalajara. The people are really good looking. It is, they don't talk about this kind of Mexico on television. I'm just saying. Miss Sam, thank you, Miss Sam, for contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. And thanks everybody for showing up. Thank you all. Love you all. Oh, here she is, my main girl. Saludos from Texas. Were you sleeping in this morning? What's the deal? And I wrote your name down, and Pochita. Yeah, I think that's it. Pochita, something like that. Great to see you again in the house, girl. Thanks for showing up. And GDL. And that's Guadalajara. GDL is my next stop. It was a great place. I lived there for several years. It was like 3 or 4 years. Guadalajara was a little too big for me. I mean, it's a big city, and the worst thing about Guadalajara is the traffic. Other than the traffic, it's totally enjoyable, but it's so big. I didn't get around enough to learn. I didn't get around enough to learn. There are so many great places. I mean, you could just if you have a good guide or somebody that really knows the city, there are so many fabulous communities and things to do, places to see. The playa, or not the playa, which means the beach, but the main plazas in El Centro, of course, Tlaquepaque. I could live in Tlaquepaque in a heartbeat. Yeah, Guadalajara, right on. Sending prayers to Texas. Now, nothing compared to Mexico City. I've been to Mexico City 2 times. Mexico City kind of scares me now. Once I get to Morelia, then I think Mexico City is only like a 2-hour drive from there. So I'm going to go. Mexico City scares me just because it's so big. I've spent a lot of time in New York City. And my sister lived in Manhattan for 10 years. I spent a ton of time. I mean, lots. I spent lots and lots and lots of time in Manhattan. And the cool thing about New York City is, I remember my sister was married to this guy. He graduated from Harvard. Then he got a MBA from Columbia University, and he was the vice president of a bank. And he was real handsome. Oh, he played basketball for Harvard, right? Okay. He's the VP of a bank. And there was a movie on, and it showed these guys jogging through Central Park. And me and my husband's husband, we would jog through Central Park, and we were jogging right in the spot where they shot the movie. And these guys were jogging. I mean, that's the cool thing about New York City. You see all the stuff that you see in the movies and all that kind of stuff. I mean, so anyway, so hopefully, Robert, I get to learn a lot about Mexico City, get to feel comfortable there. So hopefully, yeah. There you go. Slept in, laughing out loud. Thank goodness I can listen to your recordings that I miss. Love your videos. Thank you so much, girlfriend. Thank you so much. Robert, beautiful woman. Okay. Oh, beautiful woman or beautiful women? And Texas, thank you for contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for sharing your appreciation with me. Okay. Okay. Axel Foley, apart from voting and getting a passport, what are the other great benefits of becoming a Mexican citizen? Axel Foley, people have asked me that in the past. Oh, 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 oh. I don't. I I might do it, but right now I don't see any real benefits. Um, Other than with a Mexican passport, I can go places like I can go to Cuba. If I have a Mexican passport, I can go to Cuba. No problem. There are other countries you can go to with a Mexican passport that you can't get into with a U.S. passport. But other than that, I don't. If there were a big benefit, I would get one. But I have a permanent visa, and I have no desire to vote in Mexico. I vote in the United States. I don't want to. I don't want to be political in Mexico. So Axel, and if anybody knows some benefits that I don't know about, let me know. I'm all ears. Thank you, Axel. Robert, I'm from New York City. Mexico is New York City times 10. Okay, man, right on. I love the city. Mexico City is 10 times larger. Okay, I want to go because like in a few minutes, as you guys know, after I do my broadcast, the first thing I do is go pick up my laundry from Alejandra. Alejandra, my laundry will be ready. Go there and pick that up. She's like my sister now. I've been taking my laundry over there for 2 years. And she took her nieces. Her daughter-in-law works with her, and her 3 nieces oftentimes are there. And she took her 3 nieces to Mexico City for a week. She's Mexican. And when she got back, she showed me all these pictures of Mexico City, the museums, the cathedrals. She was so excited, but she's Mexican. She lives there. She had a great time. So I want to learn about Mexico City. I definitely do. And I want to share those videos with you guys. Lenora Wilson, it's a rainy day here in Baltimore, MD, and just makes you want to sleep. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, get the heck out of that. Another big bonus about living in Mexico is this weather. This weather is fabulous down here. I'm getting out of Mazatlan because I don't like humidity. When I get to Morelia, it's going to be like 0 humidity. And Matt Brazelton, who is in Oregon right now, he knows that when he gets back to Ajijic, it might get hot, but it's not going to be humid at all. The best climate in the world. Jamie, I've been to Mexico City twice. Loved it each time. It's amazing. I got to go. Ms. Sam, hey, Billy. When you come to Morelia, you will be the second Black person here. But I've never felt unsafe here. It's nice to see people. I live in paradise. And Ms. Sam, yeah, well, we'll have to hook up, be the 2 Black people in town. They got 1 million people in Morelia. But Ms. Sam, I was in Morelia for about a week. And for those of you that have seen some of my travel videos, I used to go to museums, walk around the plaza, go into churches, all that kind of thing. But Morelia, if you go to El Centro in Morelia, they just have blocks and blocks and blocks of these old Spanish buildings. They're beautiful. And I know some people get offended when I talk about it, but it's like I talk about McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Pizza Hut and Burger King. But it's really funny when you see these really old buildings are like 400 or 500 years old, 3 stories tall, all of this stone work. It looks like you're in Europe. but the entrance, there's a little McDonald's side, and you go inside and they have these high ceilings and it's like you're in a mansion, but it's McDonald's. So I didn't go to any museums, but just the feeling that I picked up in Morelia, it was just so peaceful. Yeah, I can't wait to move and be there full time. Axel Foley, what can cause you to lose your residency? You'd have to do something really messed up, like rob a bank, break some serious laws, just do illegal things, I would think. Yeah, something like that. Do bad. Come down here, sell drugs, be a pimp. Okay. Something like that. If you're a pimp, and you selling cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and stuff like that, they might take your residency. Other than that, I think you'll just be cool. Just be legal. That's what I think. Robert, while in Mexico City, they had an earthquake alarm. I didn't feel it, but the high rise definitely felt the shake. Yeah. Earthquake. Hey, David, it's supposed to get up to 92 today in Morelia with about 15% humidity. Is that high humidity? Do you feel it? And in your house, David, doesn't it seem pretty cool through the day? I'm just asking. That you get with your permanent residency versus permanent visa. Jacqueline, I believe they are one in the same. A permanent visa and permanent residency, they're one in the same. What are all the benefits you get? Well, first of all, you don't have to leave and come back every 6 months. Or renew your visa every year. And there's certain forms of health care, certain forms of Mexican health care you can get with a permanent visa. You can get your with many visas, there are many benefits that put you right on the edge of being a Mexican citizen. Of course, with any visa, no, you can't vote. Oh, but just getting any kind of visa other than a travel visa, there are many benefits. But whether you have a 1, 2, 3, or 4 year visa or a permanent visa, I don't see any one of those visas giving you any more superpowers than any of the other ones. There you go. I hope I'm correct on that. Lenora Wilson's, I know the ladies that you pick your laundry up from will miss you when you move to Morelia. I was wondering, have you told them, oh, Lenora, you are so right about that. And I haven't told them that I'm moving yet. They're like family. I'm not going to tell them today. They'll be heartbroken. They're going to be so heartbroken. I'm not telling them today. Maybe I'll tell them next week, but they're going to be heartbroken when Bill the Geek leaves because they are truly like family. Yeah. Good question, Lenore. Thank you. Jacqueline Axel, you can lose your residency if you exit the country and not get your passport stamped. Yeah. Yeah, you got to watch that. Watch when you cross the border. If you leave Mexico, make sure that you have your residency card in the hand, because if they issue you a 180-day travel visa, it negates your permanent visa. Whoo, yeah, that's a big one right there. Okay, now we're going to go to something that's kind of unsettling. And a guy got robbed in my neighborhood Monday of this week. And I'm so on my walk. So it's Monday morning, and I'm going to show you guys my neighborhood here. I'm up on the deck. This is where I shoot my videos. You can see I'm only like 2 or 3 blocks from the beach. Look at all those high rises and individually owned homes in my neighborhood. Looks like a pretty good neighborhood. And I'm going to say that probably 90% of the homes are owned by Mexican families. It's it's a very nice neighborhood. So I'm out walking around. Here we go. And look at me. I look almost homeless. That's how with my really nasty hat. I look too poor to rob. And you can see the couple behind me. This is around 6:10. This is around 6 a.m. in the morning. That's around 6 a.m. in the morning. And then, and these are the regular houses in my neighborhood. I walk by here every morning. Some of these people I've met their kids. They stop and ask me questions in Spanish. But look, it's a pretty nice neighborhood. There you go. So, and that's like a half a block from where I live. But then here we go. I get right in front of this place, Angels. There's suites, like a hotel, and some guy who I see regularly. When you take these walks, you meet just regular people. And he comes up to me in Spanish. He says, he said something in Spanish. I didn't quite understand what he said, but he tried to translate it. And what he said is somebody got robbed. And then he started speaking English. Oh, somebody got robbed and they shot him. And then I got to the marina. I started walking around the marina. And this lady that she's an American from Detroit, lived in marina for 23 years. She says, yeah. Did you hear about the guy? He was walking his 3 dogs and some guys tried to rob him and the guy wouldn't give him any money. So they shot the guy. And she said, yeah, this happened Monday at 10 a.m. in the morning. And this was like 2 blocks from where I live. Now, some of the facts that I'm going to try to share with you are hearsay. I've heard them from neighbors. I've read some stuff on Facebook. They shot the guy. They say he was an American senior citizen. But they said, I saw him yesterday with his 3 dogs. He looked okay. They took him to the hospital, all that kind of thing. Oops, that's not it. But this come down here. But this is right. Now I'm about 4 blocks from where I live. I'm walking out there now. It's about 6:25 a.m. I mean, look at the neighborhood. There's no dirt, no litter, nothing. There aren't even any people. You see a few people, but I think that he got robbed and shot right about here. Right about here. But look at the neighborhood. And the word is that a couple of guys on motorcycles showed up. So they wanted to take his money. I've heard one story that he punched one guy. And another story is that another guy pulled out his gun and shot the guy. And they say that the gun was one of those print guns that you can print from a computer. But it all happened just about right here. They shot the guy, left him in the street. And then they say that they got, now this is the bridge that goes over the marina. And they say they got on this main road. This is the main road going into Mazatlan. This road will take you right to the Malecon, right to El Centro. And they say the 2 motorcycles got away on this road. So that's what happened. You know, I talk about I talk about how safe Mexico is. I talk about the joys of living in Mexico, but stuff happens, man. That's like 2 or 3 blocks from where I live. And I walk through that neighborhood 5 mornings out of the week. So you never know. You just never know. You just always have to be careful and watch your back. But these were 2 guys on motorcycles, got off their motorcycles, shook the guy down. I don't know if they took his money or what. And then they shot him. There you go. David, yeah, we have a couple of fans. Oh, we have a couple of fans going. It's not bad in the house, and it feels pretty good at night. Great sleeping weather. Great, David. I'm glad to hear that, because where I'm moving into in Morelia, I'm going to be on the 4th floor. I'm hoping it doesn't get hot up there, and I'm hoping the landlord has fans. Axel Foley, are there schools where you can physically attend to learn to speak Spanish fluently and also write like a native? Yes. I was telling you, Axel. Oh, that's such a good question. When I talked to Steve, the realtor, this week, he's 42, moved here. He's Canadian, selling real estate now. He's taking a Spanish class that he goes to twice a week, and he's learning speaking Spanish skills as well as writing skills. So yeah, there are many places, universities, small schools where you can learn how to speak and how to write Spanish. Those type of places are plentiful in Mexico and throughout. Earthly Color Brown, blessing, Brother Bill. Yikes. Moment of silence. Great to see you here. Woo! Let's see what we have on the list. Okay. I'm almost at the end of my list. Okay. So I'm going to put out a video on what happened, how the guy got shot tomorrow morning. On Sunday, I put up a video last Sunday on the dangers of living in the United States. On Thursday, I put up a video. What was that about? Oh my God. Wow. My brain's just gone dead. But it was an informative video. So anyway, I'll be putting up a video this tomorrow morning and another one on Thursday. Okay, I'm planning to make my move to Morelia. Okay, and that's about it. Also, if you're not watching the Donald Trump trial, check it out, man, and be sure that you're registered to vote and get your friends to vote, because I'm just going to say it. We don't want him in office ever again, especially if you're a person of color or a woman of any color. He just wants to take away your rights. So you got to tell your friends to vote. You go vote, all of that. And that's about it. On a very side note, I do want to say, by accident, I found out the location of the busiest McDonald's in the world. I just found this out by accident. Ends up the busiest McDonald's in the world is in Moscow, in Russia. Who would have thought? The busiest McDonald's in the United States is in Darien, Connecticut, on Route 95. I know you guys were just really interested to know that. All right. Question: does Mexico spray chemtrails like America? Looking forward to pesticide-free foods and seeds. Good question. I would bet. I'm going to say that most likely Mexico has big corporate farms just like in the United States. But I'm going to say that I bet with many of your okay. Let me be more specific here. Let's say you live in Ajijic or Chapala, and that's like an hour outside of Guadalajara, and they have so many meat and vegetable shops, and I bet that I'm going to say that almost all of those vegetables probably come from a farm, a local farm. The pork, the beef, of course, any fish that you want to eat is going to be shipped in frozen, most likely, or fresh from the ocean. But I'm going to say that if you go to your major grocery stores, I bet those groceries, the vegetables will come from corporate farms, just like their chicken and their beef and their pork. I bet those come from corporate farms. But if you go to your local vegetable place, your local seed place owned by Ma and Paul Mexican family people, I bet all that stuff is fresh and good to go. Bill, if we did a chat, I don't have a computer. Can I chat with you on my tablet? Yes, Brian. I did Verlaine. She just had like her cell phone. You can use your cell phone or your tablet. We'll have to talk on the phone and set that up. Brian, pretty boy, Maiden. I will vote. Got to get registered. Make sure that you vote is very important. And Brian, Maiden, as always, my man, thank you for contributing those very valuable Canadian dollars to the channel. Brian, thank you so much. He's here every week, always has been, and he contributes when he can. Thank you so much, Brian. Jacqueline, Brian, I use my phone to chat. Okay, but he's talking, if I do an interview with him, can he record with his tablet? And I'm sure that we can do that. Shop local. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm getting ready to hit the road, go pick up my laundry. I'm going to go do some local shopping. I'm trying to think of what I forgot. I'm really excited about moving to Morelia. I'm ready to get out of here. How about membership to this channel? Yeah, you can become a member. And I'm learning. I've been doing YouTube I'm entering my 3rd year. So I've been doing YouTube for like 3 years and 2 or 3 months. I'm learning about YouTube. You can click the join button and become a member. But I want to get my regular publishing and yeah, for people that want to contribute financially every month, yeah, you can become a member. But I haven't made it expensive or anything yet, and I want to start offering perks. But right now, I can maintain going live on Saturdays, putting up a Sunday and a Thursday video. And the more I learn about YouTube, then I'll start to expand my membership stuff. Join, become a member, sure. Thank you very much, Brian Maiden. Another great Saturday morning. Hope you all in the house. Great weekend, peace and love. Same to you, Brian, pretty boy Maiden. Thanks, Brian. Everyone supports Brother Bill. I just wake up in Alaska at 8:15 and they spray chemicals in the air. Okay, bad news. Regarding pesticide-free vegetables, I can testify that when I spent last year in Mexico City, I was instructed by family to thoroughly wash vegetables and sometimes a few bugs appear. Yes, yeah, you got to wash. Yeah, there are if you eat stuff like lettuce anywhere in Mexico, you have to put that chemical on it to get rid of whatever is in it and let it soak in that. But if you're eating bananas, potatoes, those fruits and vegetables that are enclosed by skin, like apples, oranges, yeah, you want to wash the outside. But when you start eating spinach, lettuce, celery, stuff that is exposed, and they let the moisture go through the vegetables, you have to clean that up very good. And Jacqueline, thank you so much. Yeah, just confirm that there aren't any pesticides in them. Yes. Yeah, you got to clean your stuff, and even your apples and oranges and banana, wipe that stuff off because you don't know where it been. All right, you guys. So I'm getting ready to tally ho out of here, and I'm not sure what I'm going to put up for a Thursday video, but thank you guys for showing up this week. Love you all. I'm out of here. I'm going to go see my family at the laundromat, and I'm not going to tell them that I'm moving. And I'm just going to pick up my laundry, give them a kiss and a hug. So this is Bill the Geek broadcasting live from Mazatlan, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. And if you're new here, this is your first time, click that subscribe button on the way out. I love you all. Thanks for showing up. Clicking the like button, sharing your questions and comments, contributing to the channel. If you're watching the replay, you can contribute to the channel by going down into the description below you, and you'll see a donate link. So that's it, folks. Adios. Adios. Hasta luego and que te vaya bien. I hope to see you soon in another video or at a live broadcast every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time.